Yeah.
Good morning, Titi.
Good morning. How you doing? You know, a number of things have been trending over the weekend. It was actually quite difficult to pick from the potpourri of suggestions as to what we should talk about today. However, this morning, we're going to start off with the robot maid. I wonder if you know about the robot maid. Like, have you heard about it? So basically, a robot has been created to cost between $20,000 to $30,000.
Small money, small money.
I can imagine so many people doing the calculation in their head
Small money.
now. And it's supposed to help you with your chores.
Yeah.
So, and not just your chores, it will also help babysit.
Yes.
Now, the question this morning is, I would really like to have your feedback, hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC, is, would you let a robot babysit your child? That's the big question this morning.
I feel like, you know, the future is already here. I feel like it's an eventuality. It's something that's gonna happen. How soon we let it happen is now the same way people didn't trust credit cards or debit cards because
People
they're like,
still don't.
Some people still don't. So there's some people that still don't understand why they should have a cell phone with them that has a flat screen, why they shouldn't have buttons on their phone. We're advancing little by little, and this is a major leap forward. A robot doing things for us, a lot of machines in factories are already doing things that human beings were doing.
Yeah.
You know, filling up cartons and sellotaping things and sanitizing things. So eventually it's probably going to happen, Mary. I think we just need to get with the program.
I wonder what
It's
Mike
a bit where when someone thinks about it, the iRobot is a bit scary.
Yeah.
Because you're going past its handling duties. You're going past it. You're now going to the point of interaction with human life.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very scary proposition, depending on how it is to be handled. Are we going to accept it? I don't know. Mark Zuckerberg came up with the metaverse. It didn't catch on as much as it was expected to catch on, even though we still think that moving forward it might catch on. But there was a lot of investment into it, and people didn't just buy the idea of the virtual headset and key into it. So there's sometimes when some innovations are keyed into fully. What did Elon Musk do? There was a self-driving car that now doesn't have a pedal. And it's that time, if you take your Tesla, you still have
a pedal.
some kind of control.
You still have the option between automated driving and this one, so you can switch. But now there is no pedal, there is no
steering wheel.
Wow. And then you
Jesus
release
take the wheel.
another. There's another bus-like that can take 20 people.
Yeah.
That one also without
automatic.
system. At the same time, he launched a rocket, SpaceX. That one went and it was a successful deployment
Also
and
trending.
everything.
What was even cool about that rocket was that the booster, which usually you see in the movies, it just falls off by the side and goes into the atmosphere. Somehow, by some miracle of engineering, they were able to get that booster back into its place, into the place where it started off from. I don't know whether it was magnets. I don't know whether it has its own guidance
it's easy
system.
To do. It's just almost like people are talking about debris in space and how you should take care of it. Something that if they have thought about, they can do it. And that deployment was successful. My point is, are people going to, for now, people of our age who are a little bit older, we've seen iRobots. In fact, the movie started trending again. The movie iRobot and all of that. And it's all going to be coordinated by AI. And this thing you're talking about is continuous learning. How far can they go before they start infringing into what we can do?
Good.
Exactly.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. But even before talking about the infringing part, I want to be very hands-on on this particular matter because it's good enough to have, you know, a robot that does the chores for you, keeping in mind that it can leave the gas on. I'm just saying. Now, that's one. Two, just imagine a robot carrying your child and then suddenly the battery gets weak and then the baby drops.
Come on now.
See, I like looking at every angle. Or a robot tapping your baby to sleep and then all of a sudden,
because
it's malfunctioning.
So where I thought you were going to go was a baby feeling more comfortable with the robot.
So there's actually a cartoon.
To sleep.
I'm trying to remember
That was where
the name
I thought
now.
you were going, because there's a generation of kids that are more comfortable on their phones right now than having human interaction. What's to say that these babies don't grow up falling in love with this
The
tech?
robots, wow.
That's where I was. That's where I was going.
Away.
So it's a case of thinking of what the possibilities are for the paraplegic, for instance, the people that have disabilities. So this is really good for people living with disabilities.
I agree.
The elderly that cannot go to the store and come back on their own.
So it can run errands.
Yes, it can. People that can't go up and down the stairs. You know, I think it is a good advancement, but what we're using it for needs to really be monitored. And what's the term?
You know,
is it government? There should be a lot of policies and rules around how.
That's the thing I've always had with technology. There's always that thing of, oh, technology helps us a lot. Yeah. It relieves us. However, I've always believed that technology that is not monitored will end up becoming a problem. And that's why I wanted to touch on the infringement Mike was talking about. The reality is this: everything in life, Yorubas will say, you have to use it wisely and at the barest minimum if possible. People tend to abuse the toys they have, because this is a toy, really. People tend to abuse it. At the end of the day, you would end up getting the bad side of it. And let's remember, robots also have this thing of, they know who is kind to them and who isn't. And someday,
Mary, I can't believe you went there
for it.
So are you saying that, okay, you're talking about robots' revenge now. I think that's a bit too far for I think it's a bit too far.
I would say, first of all, it's going to go, even if you go up on a go take before you even try.
Electric
cars.
Well, Tesla don't they blow when rain fall?
I've not even started using the electric cars yet. There's a lot that Africa still has to do. It's a long way to happen, but I would dare say that it will be harder for our generation to pick up to it. Let's see what the next this is a next generation kind of thing. I would not want to leave a robot with a child. I would not.
Well,
no matter what.
I would not. And because like you said, we just as much as with every other thing, there is a susceptibility of malfunction. There's a susceptibility. There are many things that could happen. So that's why you would want supervision, and then it comes supervision. Even if you are watching it, let's say you're watching on your phone what this robot is doing, how fast can you get back there if there is an issue? So
but Mary, don't we have issues with normal house helps anyway?
Yes, we do, but they are
we have issues with, that's what I'm saying. So if, for instance, a robot is getting rid of the, in quote, human error of things, the pilfering, taking your food and taking your property, or, you know, there are so many errors. You hear of maids leaving the iron on and then a child goes to touch it. All those kinds, those are the kind of things that a robot wouldn't do.
Those are the kind of things a robot could do.
Who said they can't?
I'm just saying, technology has actually taking care of a lot of issues of human error. It's taken away the human error factor and made a lot of companies and factories, manufacturing industries more efficient.
Okay, so maybe I'm this way, because there's this cartoon, I don't know if you've seen it, where a robot takes care of a baby. There's actually a cartoon. In fact, I thought the cartoon inspired the iRobot. This particular robot. So this robot goes through a lot to take care of the child. Runs around, chasing the child down. But guess what? When like a rat or something enters its body, it can disconnect something or destroy something. And so sometimes the child is in danger and some kind of organism has gotten into it and it cannot help itself and it's just standing there. These things happen. It's a robot. Yes, there's human error. Let's be realistic. Many of these employed staff, they are some kind of way. And then there are those that maltreat your child, or those that, yes, as you said, pilfer stuff, or even do crazy things. However, I would sooner resign and take care of my children than offer them up to the altar of a robot.
I thought you were going to go. I don't know why I'm just assuming where Mary is going to go with. So
trying to be futuristic, the same robot you're talking about can be hacked. The same way your phone is hacked. So
look at the baby rockers, for instance. Look at those baby rocker chairs. When we had rocker chairs, now you had to actually use your hand to rock the chair. Then suddenly there's one that you start it and then it will continue rocking by itself. Now there's one that does like this. The baby is inside. Is that not a robot?
It is a robot that if you remove one battery, it's not mount. See, a robot will not have accessible batteries.
That's not a robot.
How is
No,
that
wait,
not a
I
robot?
want to.
It's
No,
not.
let me.
If the baby
let me
cries,
at
it will
least
activate
By the,
again.
by the definition of a robot, doesn't have intelligence. It can't make decisions by itself.
It makes decisions
Which
whenever the
decision?
baby cries.
That's not a.
That's what I'm
that's not a
saying.
robot. My point is that
it's
as much as you want to
intelligence,
talk about it, even if you want to talk about even error, and if you want to look about it, the robots are even more susceptible to error. The same way your phones have been hacked by people.
As in-
People can do so. That one is not even.
Even those rockers, they have errors too.
Yeah, well,
They malfunction.
You
Look,
never know.
anything that has to do with children, one has to
of
be really
course,
careful.
of course.
If I get such a robot in future, because never say never.
never say never.
The truth is, the duties I will impute will be very, very direct. Like, put it there. Don't touch this child. You are not allowed. Don't touch the gas. You are not allowed. Come on, malfunction.
Oh my God.
Don't do this. Don't do that.
By the time that robot, if it ever comes close to you, by that time you cannot give birth to another child.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
There will be machines giving birth to children for
But boy,
us.
you rude, gone. Exactly. We'll get a robot for that. Let's take a break. You're
Yeah,
watching
a
Wake Up
robot to give
Nigeria.
birth. Yes.